All right, let's talk about music, boys.
Yippity doodah, yippity day. It's a wonderful day to talk about the Grammys. Hey everyone, I'm Jeremy Van Suarez.
I'm Jacob Wade.
And I'm Logan Riley Bruner.
And I mean my opening says it all. That's kind of our main topic for today. We're gonna discuss the Grammy winners, if we feel like someone else should have won, who we would have liked to see win, opinions. Everyone has them. And that's better for worse.
Did either of you watch the Grammys live?
No.
Okay, me either. So
no.
I
didn't watch the Grammys live because, as you know, I'm very upset that The Weeknd didn't get nominated for anything. And then I think the day of or the day before, The Weeknd went on Twitter to publicly state that he was boycotting that shit. And I was like, you know what? Me too. So no, I didn't watch it live, but I'm more than happy to discuss the winners because that's not giving them any views.
For me, the Grammys consistently make terrible decisions and also like somehow manage to do good things at the same time. So it's really weird to have this like dichotomy of like, oh wow, that was a really good person who really deserved a Grammy. Why do you mess up like 7 of the other categories?
What I feel like is that multiple people should be able to win Grammys in like categories. Like we should take away the competition element of it, and like if a piece of art is worthy of a Grammy, like they will give it a Grammy. Like they will award that piece of art a Grammy because it's worthy of it. And I feel like in a year, more than one piece of art can be worthy of a Grammy, you know?
I feel like you could say the same thing about the Oscars though, or the Golden Globes or the Emmys.
I don't know. It's a tricky subject because then it's like, well, why not just give awards to everyone? That's kind of what the boomers rag in our generation about. That it's like we want to just give everyone a trophy.
I will point out that we weren't the ones that wanted to give everyone the trophy. It was our boomer parents who were like, everyone deserves a trophy. So don't be looking at us.
Yeah, y'all gave us the trophy.
Everyone gets
this was
trophy.
your idea.
That was your call.
So yeah, the Grammys, guys. We're gonna go down the list. We might not mention everything, but we're gonna mention all the things that catch our eye. Congratulations to Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
So young, so talented. Sure, she's got a little bit of privilege because of her producer brother, but she still makes great music and has a wonderful voice. She won Record of the Year for Everything I Wanted.
Good record.
Yeah.
Good record. What else was nominated? We had Savage by Megan Thee Stallion, Don't Start Now, Dua Lipa, Circles, Post Malone, Say So, Doja Cat, Rockstar, DaBaby, Colors by Black Pumas.
I think they should have gone to Billie though. I think Billie deserved it.
Yeah. I'm not upset. This is not a category in which I'm upset.
Speaking of Billie, I'm super interested in seeing the Apple TV Plus documentary about the creation of her last album.
Oh yeah.
I've seen a couple clips from it, a couple like little moments, and it looks like there's some serious like drama that happened during the course of making this album, that like she was dealing with relationship woes and with like struggles making the album. And I'm always interested in that kind of thing. I like peeling back the layers on an artist's journey so that we can see like the actual struggle that it takes to sometimes produce some really cool art. So shout out to that documentary.
Yeah, for sure. I'm also interested in seeing the behind the scenes of like how she makes her music. I feel like Phineas and her have like been good at giving her fans like a behind the scenes on how she makes her tracks. Like we see in interviews with talk show hosts and even
I was thinking about that interview. Phineas goes on Jimmy Fallon. He's like, yeah, I just heard, the walk sound in Australia, and everyone thinks the hi-hat, these are hi-hats on Bad Guys, but it's just like this little machine that's out in public. So interesting.
Yeah. So I bet there's going to be a lot of moments like that in the documentary.
For sure.
And like I've seen like a clip of Billie taking out her Invisalign and deciding that she wants it to begin the album.
The album,
yeah. Cool shit. I'm all for artists sharing their creative process and not just the product. And I definitely want to see that documentary. Shall we move on to Song of the Year?
Yeah.
I'm at your guys.
Over Album of the Year.
I was just like, yeah, let's go with it. Go ahead. Tell us about the Album of the Year, Jacob.
Album of the Year went to Taylor Swift for Folklore, an album which I have not personally listened to.
Same. I'm not I haven't really stepped into the Taylor Swift zone.
Yeah, me either. In years, maybe since.
Since her country days for me.
Yeah, same. I don't even know what the name of that album was, but
There was a bunch of albums.
there were a bunch of
There
albums.
were quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have loved to see this Grammy go to Jacob Collier, but
I
he
figured.
did win a Grammy, and we will get to that. But I thought that, well, his album was the only one that I listened to all the way through out of all of these. So that would have been my obvious choice. But hey, man, I'm just a single kid living in a bubble.
Yeah, you know, I also haven't, as I said, I haven't listened to Folklore by Taylor Swift, but I did listen to Future Nostalgia. Pretty good album. Can't say I would have wanted it to win over like. Can't say, I don't know. It's like a tricky subject where it's like it was a good album, but like it wasn't like my like favorite thing I heard last year.
Right.
But yeah, shouts out to Janae Aiko. I've been a long time listener to her. Just to see her nominated on this list makes me happy. Coldplay
You know what
was
I'm
also
kind of
nominated.
sad about?
What?
I'm kind of sad that CTV3 wasn't nominated because I thought that that album could have won Album of the Year. It's such a cohesive project.
I think
and
the
I feel like-
Grammys honestly have something against Jaden Smith.
and what is it?
I think it's him being born into the industry. I think it's them not knowing what he is. Like, I think there's a lot of artists that can very easily be quantified. Like, oh, they are country, they are R&B, they are X, they are Y. That Jaden is so
Versatile.
whatever he wants to be.
He is a versatile artist.
Yeah, and so I think it's hard for the Grammys to pin him down and put him in a box. And so because of that, they just kind of snub him year after year after year.
Yeah, he can come up with a song like Watch Me, which is like punk rock. He could also come up with like a hard trap album. He can come out with like a 60s bop album. Like, he is such a versatile artist, and he's pushing these genre boundaries in so many ways that, yeah, Logan, I agree that the Grammys are finding it hard to place him in a category and like put him in a box and give him the award that has the label on it that everyone like recognizes.
I feel like this isn't only a problem with Jaden Smith that the Grammy has about like wanting to put specifically Black artists in a box. We've seen this over the years that it's just like it's like the Grammys feels like they need to have their own category, like it's not just like the rap category. We have like urban contemporary, which is like, what is that? Now we have melodic rap, and it's like Black people make pop music, Black people make R&B music. I don't understand why we need to go through semantics. I mean, like more power to these artists for being able to have that Grammy nomination under their belt. I do not want to take that away from them, but sometimes it seems like the Grammys want to like give Black artists any award but like record of the year, song of the year, album of the year. With exception to this year, song of the year went to Hers I Can't Breathe. A very powerful song that was inspired by all the Black Lives Matter movements of 2020. To be honest, I haven't heard this song. No, actually, that's a lie. I think I have heard this song once. Okay. But I've seen nothing but like positive responses to it on Twitter. And good for her. She's probably one of the newer artists on the scene, and I believe this is her first Grammy.
The thing that I find bizarre is how... And it's something you were pointing out just a second ago, Jeremy. We have Song of the Year and we have Record of the Year. And Song of the Year goes to I Can't Breathe, but I Can't Breathe isn't nominated for Record of the Year. So Record of the Year goes to Everything I Want, not Everything I Wanted. That's the other song that got nominated. Yeah, Everything I Wanted. Sorry, my bad. What is the difference?
I believe Song of the Year is specifically for songwriting, and Record of the Year is for overall packaging, songwriting, production, everything, and everything about it, the whole record.
My response to that answer would be, are we saying that I Can't Breathe was amazingly written but wasn't even good enough production wise to get nominated for record of the year, because that to me seems a little suspicious.
It's possible that the quality of the record isn't like masterfully produced enough to be nominated, but like because I think Song of the Year also like implies popularity
Interesting.
a bit.
I feel like that's more towards record of the year, in my opinion, because we have "I Can't Breathe," which honestly is not the most
Popular.
radio played popular song on this list compared to "The Box" by Roddy Ricch or "Circles" by Post Malone, "Don't Start Now" Dua Lipa. "If the World Was Ending," you'd come over, right? Like I feel like a lot. I've had. Like I can sing the chorus to all of these songs, and I can't sing the chorus to "I Can't Breathe." That's probably more on my fault than it is on the song's fault. But still, it's how what's popular permeates and might taint some of the way that people vote on this committee.
So from what it sounds like record of the year is like what is the most popular song, and song of the year is what do we think the most like powerful, the best, the most well-written song is, which I can see. It's a little odd to see a song get nominated and win song of the year and not even get considered for record of the year. Like the song that won record of the year got nominated for song of the year. So it's a little odd.
I'm gonna Google it.
People are constantly confused by this difference between song of the year and record of the year, and I think maybe the Grammys needs to come up with a better way of phrasing it, or combine the awards together, or to do something different, because I've heard people ask this question for a decade.
I think the Grammys sometimes want to do what you were talking about, Jacob, of giving as many people awards as possible. And so they end up being more confusing because songs will win record of the year but lose their category, or win song of the year but lose their category, or an album will get album of the year but not win best album in its own category. It's odd.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jacob.
I Googled it, and the difference between Song of the Year and Record of the Year is that Song of the Year goes to songwriters, and Record of the Year goes to the artist, to the producer, and all the engineers who worked on the track.
Yeah.
So it's basically a difference between songwriting and song building.
Song production.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. It's just still a little, it's odd to say that a song had fantastic writing and was the best written song of the year.
Well, it's the difference between lyrics and production, It's like the message of the song versus the feel of the song. Or
moving on to Best New Artist, which it's only Best New Artist because it is their first time nominated. Okay.
Yeah.
Artists like our winner, Megan Thee Stallion, clap, 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 clap. Artists like Megan Thee Stallion and Noah Cyrus and Doja Cat and Kaytranada have been making music for years. But since this is their first nomination or recognition by the Grammys committee, they're considered new artists. I'm really happy that this went to Megan.
Me too. I would love I know we don't like to add more categories, but I think if there was a breakdown in this category between best first time nominee and best new artist, that might be good, because I feel personally it's unfair to put Megan Thee Stallion, Doja Cat, some of these artists who have been doing this, Noah Cyrus, like these artists who have been doing it for a while, with people like Chica, who are really fresh on the scene, really new, got on the freshman list, blew up on their first EPs. To compare them and be like, oh, Meg Thee Stallion is the best new artist, even though she's been doing this for 6 years longer, I feel like it takes away the opportunity for Grammys for new artists, and instead gives it to artists who've been around for a while. I remember when Fun won the Grammy for Best New Artist, and they had made 6 albums, and people were like, what does it mean to be a new artist if all you're saying is, oh, it's the first time we've ever heard of them?
Best pop solo performance went to Watermelon Sugar, Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Great
No
song.
complaints there. No complaints there.
I don't like, should I read the nominees? Should I just continue down the list of winners?
Let's go down the list.
I mean, the only noticeable nominee that I'd mention would be the song that won record of the year, Everything I Wanted. that then lost in its own category.
Yeah, see, and then like that's where it gets confusing because it's like this song is the best record, but it's not the best pop song. It's not the best song.
It was produced the best, but it's not the best.
It's time for our weekly do better. Grammys do better.
Do better. Make it make sense. If what you want to do is give more people nominations, then say if a song gets nominated for song or record of the year, it is not eligible in other categories. Because then you trim out this like, oh, we're gonna give it song of the year, but we're not gonna give it these other things. Or if you're like, it's weird. It's a weird situation.
Yeah, because it feels like they're picking and choosing which Grammy they give to each artist, right? It's like no matter which one it deserves, they're like, okay, well, we gotta give
Harry Styles something.
Yeah, we gotta give Harry Styles something, so we'll give him this, we'll give her that. It doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
Next category, best pop duo group performance. Rain on Me, Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. I love this song. It's a bop. From the first time I heard it, I learned the dance. It was great. I love it.
Yeah, I will say Dynamite is one fire group performance.
Yeah.
And that's a true group performance.
That's the only group here, honestly.
Yeah. Shouts out to BTS because I know their following is massive. I don't listen to BTS, but you know what? They're doing their thing.
I haven't heard Dynamite. I would like to listen to it.
Oh, you've heard Dynamite.
Yeah,
don't know that you have, but
it's been in plenty Samsung commercials.
Cool. I remember kind of catching wind of BTS when their Mic Drop remix came out. That they did with Designer. They did a remix with Designer, and I really liked it. So I got a little into BTS then. I will actually check out Dynamite and come back next week and be like, I was wrong. I've heard it 1,000 times.
Best pop vocal album went to Future Nostalgia. Again, these album of the year, but not the best. But Grammys. You're so confusing sometimes.
So this album's best pop album of the year, but this album is the best album of the year, even though they're both nominated in the same category. What?
There's also like best traditional pop vocal album.
Yeah, which I skipped because I don't know. I mean, I am aware of
all these old heads. We can skip that.
Judy.
Yeah.
Judy's a movie.
Judy is a movie. Shouldn't that be under best movie score? Which we will get to eventually, because I always find the best, like the movie categories in the Grammys really interesting. They always feel like they're like 2 years behind, and that's just because their deadlines are weird and whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Best dance recording went to 10% by Kaytranada featuring Kali Uchis. I love the song. I'm happy that it won.
Yep.
Best dance electronic album also went to Kaytranada for Bubba. Again, really good. Just I love Kaytranada so much. He puts me just in the groove every time.
Oh yeah, vibe.
Shouts out to Madion because he's really fire.
Shouts out to
I understand why he didn't win, but I think he deserved the nomination.
Skipping forward to best rock song, just because I want to give a shout out to Brittany Howard, who used to be the lead singer in the band Alabama Shakes. Has now gone off and done her solo career. I loved her album. It's futurist. It's proudly Black. She tackles some really difficult subject matter sometimes, especially on Goat Head, which is like my standout track from that album. So I'm really happy that she won the award for best rock song. Best R&B performance, Beyonce, Black Parade. Great song.
Deserved it.
Yeah, All I Need by Jacob Collier was also nominated. Great song, Beyonce. I also would have liked to see Jacob Collier win this. Goat Head was also nominated for this song, for this category. I didn't even realize that.
So is performance and song the same as record and song?
I believe performance is just like the vocals. Because that's what you perform the song, it's the performance you give.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grammys, we don't understand you. I'm sorry.
No, it's semantics after a certain point, and it only goes to do this, to just provide confusion to the masses.
Yeah. Best R&B song goes to Better Than I Imagined.
I might have heard the song before. I'm not sure. Oh, Do It. Was that Do It by Chloe and Halle? It is Do It by Chloe and Halle. I love Chloe and Halle. I would have loved to see them win something from the Grammys because they're like, I don't know, they give me such like, not like they remind me of New Kids on the Block, but they are like the cool kids like on the block. They're this like wonderful duo and they just make great music. I would love to see them win something. They're so fresh.
I think what probably happened is there were a bunch of people in these categories that the Grammys felt like they needed to give awards to, that they looked at Chloe X Halle and said, we've given them a bunch of nominations. They're still fresh in their career. We'll give them Grammys later.
Fine. I mean, they were nominated for Best Progressive R&B Album.
Okay, this
category.
This is a new category, and I don't understand what the genre is. Best Progressive R&B.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me either. But I'm happy that Thundercat won, for it is what it is, because that album is slick.
Apparently, I'm a big fan of progressive R&B because I like all of the artists that are on this list. I just don't understand what the award is, because I believe if you look at It Is What It Is, which is Thundercat's album, I believe if you look at the genre classification on like Spotify, Apple Music, it's under like dance and electronic. It's not under R&B.
Interesting.
So I don't really know what's going on.
Also, Apple Music is kind of weird with their genres sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Best R&B album, which is different than progressive R&B, went to Bigger Love, John Legend.
Good for John Legend.
Good for
I'm
John
gonna
Legend.
say shout out Giveon.
Yeah, shout out Giveon. I've heard nothing but good things about him. Hey, you know what's funny? After listening to Peaches, the new Justin Bieber song, it made me more interested in Giveon than it made me interested in listening to the Justin album.
Well, there you go.
So thanks, Justin, I guess.
Putting me on to Giveon.
Best rap performance went to Savage, Megan Thee Stallion featuring Beyonce. That was a moment when that dropped.
Yeah.
Big respects to Pop Smoke, being nominated. He has a big spot in my heart. Also nominated.
Shout out to Baby for Bop.
Shout out Jack Harlow for What's Poppin'.
Yep. All Deep right, Reverence, Big Sean featuring Nipsey Hussle. And I haven't heard The Bigger Picture by Lil Baby. But shout out to Lil Baby. He's been killing it with his music career in the last 2 years.
I think everyone in this category is great. I think after the Macklemore debacle, they have learned better than giving best rap song or rap performance to the white artist. So as much as I dig What's Poppin', I am glad that it did not win for best rap song.
Next, we have best melodic rap performance. Again, I understand the semantics, but this is another new I think this is the category that's replacing best urban contemporary, which was also a very confusing time.
Right, but that was a problematic semantics. But also, why couldn't CTV3 go in this category, you know? Melodic rap? This dude raps and sings on almost every song. Anyway, gonna stop talking about Jaden. Shout out to Anderson .Paak for Lockdown.
They had to give Drake another nomination, you know?
Of course, yeah. Like he doesn't have enough Grammys.
Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry. I guess you know now. Best rap song overall. So best rap performance is like the performance of it, and then overall song, which is songwriting, also went to Savage.
Great.
Classic Bougie Ratchet.
This goes to all the songwriters who worked on the song, who was not just Beyonce and Meg Thee Stallion. No, there were more people who collaborated into making that song what it was.
There were quite a few people that collaborated to make that song what it was.
Yes.
So shout out to Savage.
Best rap album went to Nas for King's Disease.
First Grammy for Nas.
Yes, who is already a rap legend at this point. So to see that Nas has finally won a Grammy is both great and like, come on, guys.
Yeah. For real, shit. Was he nominated for Best New Artist?
No.
I have no clue.
He's not.
I'm gonna skip the country stuff. We don't really listen to country music.
Although I will say that Best Country Duo and Group Performance went to Dan and Shay and Justin Bieber for 10,000 Hours, which I wasn't expecting at all. Yeah. Justin Bieber winning a country Grammy. Speaking
of things that I was surprised by, even though Kanye West pissed in one of his Grammys, he's still getting them. He won Best Contemporary Christian Music Album for Jesus is King.
Well, congratulations to him, mate.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he
deserved
a risk.
That.
he took a risk, and according to the Grammys committee, it paid off. So good for him. Best Latin pop or urban album went to Bad Bunny for Yo Hago Lo Que Me Da La Gana. I love Bad Bunny.
That is not how I would have pronounced that album title. So
well, yeah, it's an acronym. So if you know, you know.
Yeah, I would have been like Wahom Klug.
You look a Madiliga.
You look a Madiliga.
Best spoken word album went to one of my favorite human beings in the world, Rachel Maddow, for Blowout, Corrupted Democracy, Rogue State Russia, and the Richest, Most Destructive Industry on Earth. Rachel Maddow wins a Grammy. That is one of the sentences that I did not think I'd be saying in 2021. Really happy for her. She's just kind of overall a really incredible human. She hosts a show on MSNBC. It's always really, really hard hitting. It's really investigative journalism, which I really respect. And so congratulations to her. Other people nominated in this category are Meryl Streep. So
Meryl Streep for
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep for Charlotte's Web. I had heard nothing. I heard nothing about that. But now I'm interested. Maybe it'll be a good bedtime story.
I do find it kind of interesting that there were really no spoken word albums nominated. It was just audiobooks, really. Because Catch and Kill is an audiobook, Charlotte's Web audiobook, Acid for the Children, a memoir audiobook, Alex Trebek, the answer is audiobook.
Cool.
So my question would be, do we need to separate audiobooks and spoken word? Because there is a whole spoken word community doing really incredible things. None of them got nominated this year. That seems a little odd. And then the next thing that I really Grammys did a good job here. For the first time in 30 years, a Black woman has taken home Best Comedy Album.
Have you seen the video of Tiffany Haddish finding out that she won?
It's so good. It's so good.
Congratulations, Tiffany Haddish. Also, shout out to all these other comedians who I'm sure are great, but are white men.
It was a great thing for Tiffany Haddish to get the award. It shows, especially that video that Jeremy's talking about, it really shows the power that these award shows can have in legitimizing an artist and their own view of themselves. So for Tiffany Haddish to get that emotional reaction of winning a Grammy, the first Black woman to do it since Whoopi Goldberg, is really great, and I'm really happy with that outcome.
Yeah.
Best musical theater album went to Jagged Little Pill. Broadway, we miss you.
Yeah,
we seriously do.
Come back. Best compilation soundtrack for visual media went to Jojo Rabbit. I'm sure Taika Waititi was not expecting this award, so good for Jojo Rabbit.
It's interesting that two of the other nominees in this category had like original songs that were written for the movie, and like things like JoJo, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, and Bill and Ted. Well, Bill and Ted kind of has original music for the movie, but were like just compilations of songs. I just find that interesting.
I mean, it's best compilation soundtrack. That's the
award. I know. It's an interesting category, like most categories at the Grammys.
Yeah.
Best score soundtrack for visual media goes to Joker.
Yeah. Again, I like this category because it always just feels like Grammys is just like lagging a little bit in nominations. But that Joker
shout out
score,
John Williams.
Shout out 1917, which we talked about ad nauseum.
Yeah, I mean, shout out the movie, but I don't remember the music that well.
Neither do
I downloaded the score, and I ended up really liking it. It's a really good score to just like turn on as like I'm working music,
cool.
Because it feels like the movie.
Nice.
Best song written for visual media went to a song for a movie that isn't even out yet. But it was supposed to come out. No Time to Die from No Time to Die, the James Bond movie. Billie Eilish winning another Grammy. Yay! I love Billie Eilish so much. She's so great. And I want to protect her forever. Skipping forward. Best arrangement, instruments, and vocals went to He Won't Hold You by Jacob Collier. Now see, like, what's the difference between best arrangement, instruments, and vocals and like best and like record of the year?
I don't know.
Like those sound really similar.
Yeah, I don't know. It's about technicalities, I guess. I don't know what to say. Shout out Slow Burn. That's a great song.
Yeah, that is a great song. I love that song. That's like still my wake up alarm.
Nice.
best recording package. I don't really know any of these nominees, but I love that the Grammys gives out an award for how you package, like literally physically package an album. I've always found that really interesting. Same thing with
That's
how they
cool.
do best boxed or special limited edition packaging, and also best album notes. Like such random little things that they give like awards out to sometimes.
I'd like to shout out two more Grammys before we go. I would like to do best opera recording, I believe, goes to Porgy and Bess, Met Opera. Shout
Yes.
out my employers.
Woo!
And last was best music video, Brown Skin Girl, Beyonce, Blue Ivy, and Wizkid.
Yes. Blue Ivy has a Grammy, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Blue's got her own sippy cup now. Her own gold sippy cup.
Yeah. I also want to shout out producer of the year, non-classical, who went to Andrew Watt. I always like this category because it's never, the production of the song a lot of times is like what really gets you into that song. It's like if those first 4 bars don't get you into that song, you're probably going to skip it. And a lot of that credit goes to the producers of those songs. Andrew Watt has produced songs for Miley Cyrus, Future Nostalgia, Dua Lipa, Sam Smith, Justin Bieber, 5 Seconds of Summer, Boogie with a Hoodie, Ozzy Osbourne, just a bunch of stuff. Even more stuff. The list goes on and on. Best remix recording went to Roses, which went really popular on TikTok. I think that's everything.
Immersive audio album got pushed to next year because we're in COVID.
Which category?
The final category, best immersive audio performance or audio album. It's at the very, very bottom.
Interesting. I feel like that's maybe a new category.
Possible. I think it was probably created as a new category because like VR is becoming a new thing and like really becoming popular. And so the idea of like creating an album that can also be kind of like live performance is something that people are doing. Transmedia.
Love me some transmedia.
So we're adding more categories. The Grammys still don't make sense to me. It's totally fine. Congratulations to everyone who won.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really quick, some CWCs. What are we consuming, fellas? Nom 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 nom. Jacob or Logan?
I have one note. I will let Jacob go first, but I just want to add one note. Yes, we know that the Oscar nominations came out this week. The Oscars are not until April 25th, so we're going to hold off on that. So we're not just exclusively talking about award shows. Also, there's no housekeeping this week. That's why we didn't do it at the beginning of the show. We have something new coming tomorrow. So keep an eye on our page. There's an interview being dropped tomorrow that we're very excited about. We got to do an interview with the fantastic Regan Sims. She gave us some really cool answers. We're really excited to be working with her.
Yes.
So keep an eye on our Instagram page for that and on our YouTube. We're very excited to be able to interview new collective members. With that being said, with that rapid fire housekeeping, Jacob, what are you consuming?
I watched John Wick recently. Great movie.
Solid movie.
Yeah. Still watching Servant Season 2 on Apple TV Plus. Shit's getting real. I say that every week, but you guys should really check it out. I watched some Catfish this morning.
Interesting.
Just chilling.
Chill show.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Jeremy?
Friday, I watched the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, yes. How could I forget?
Yes.
So cool.
Very different from WandaVision.
Very different.
It's a lot more grounded, but then again, it's a superhero show, so go figure. A lot of like espionage, like military vibes. I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
The animation's looking sick.
Yeah, and I wanna know where it's gonna end, how it's gonna change the MCU for better or for worse. That's always
it's
the
already
fun thing.
changed it for me.
Yeah, that's always the fun things about these MCU shows is like, yes, like how can we enjoy them by themselves, but then how can we enjoy them 10 years later when we see how it fits in the giant puzzle that is the MCU.
Yeah,
that's really the newest thing I'm watching, and because we have to mention it every week, Snyder Cut is out and we're gonna watch it and we're gonna tell you about it next podcast.
Yeah, our next podcast will be pretty much exclusively Snyder Cut unless some like
crazy news,
crazy stuff happens. So be ready for us to talk about the Snyder Cut next week. We talk about it every week. It's finally time to talk about what we thought of it. So we're planning a day in the upcoming week to sit down and watch this 4-hour monster.
Yummy. Logan, what are you consuming?
Sticking with the things that I've been consuming, been playing Far Cry 5, finishing up Assassin's Creed Unity. Finally, for those who play Binding of Isaac, you'll understand this. I finally beat Satan. So that's
congratulations.
That's like the final boss. So I was very excited about that. That was really fun. Also still playing Apex Legends because of course I am. It's the game that me, Jeremy, and collective member Michael Jorge play.
Nightly.
In terms of what I am watching, I'm disappointed in myself for this one. I got really, really hooked on season 1 of Are You the One, the old MTV reality show. It was deliciously awful. I only watched the first season and did not continue to the second because, you know, every season is different. And I got my reality show fix and was like, you know what? I don't need this again. Normally I find with like love reality shows that like the first season is the best season because it's the season that the producers have the least like grip on. It's the season that the producers are kind of like, let's see what happens. And then all the other seasons, they're like, well, everyone's already seen it normally. So now we have to throw a bunch of wrenches in and like create drama because we want it to be as good as the first season. So I stuck with the first season and then looked online. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Are You the One? He says sarcastically. Only one of the couples that was matched together is still together to this day. Most of them ended up not together like immediately after the show ended. So it kind of, that also turned me off for the second season. Was I was like, the whole premise is that you find people like they're one and you only got one couple that ended up sticking together longer than 2 months. That is not a good sign. So I stopped watching that show and instead decided to start watching Criminal Minds. So that's going to be a long journey. I'm going to put a bunch of other shows in the middle of me watching Criminal Minds. It's not going to be the only thing I watch. I'm probably going to finish watching.
Yeah. Why don't you finish watching Avatar?
Well, I haven't been in the mood for Avatar, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I literally sat down and was like, I should watch Avatar tonight. And then I pulled it up on my computer and was like, I don't feel like watching Avatar. Frick. I don't know what it is. It's just I'm currently not in the mood for animation or anime. Like I was gonna start Demon Slayer, which is something that Jeremy has recommended to me, and I was just like, I'm not in the mood for this right now. I don't know what it is.
I'd rather you watch Avatar than Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's just a specific mood that I'm in. Can't explain it. So this coming week I'm gonna try and watch both The Father and Minari. I'm really gonna try and get ready for the Oscars this year. I feel like every year I'm like behind on my movies to watch, and I actually have to vote in the SAG Awards, so I need to get on that.
Nice.
Exercise your right to vote.
Woo! I'm excited about all the things coming out. I'm excited about all the things that are currently out. I've been hearing good things about the Snyder Cut, so I'm looking forward to watching that. That's what I've been consuming.
Yeah. And we're just gonna wrap a good snug little bow on this podcast here. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to Black Wolves. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment. What do you want us to talk about? Any just conversational topics that are based on weekly news? Let us know.
Got any questions for us? We'll have we'll add a questions thing before we sign off. Who knows?
As always, I'm your host, Jeremy Van Suarez.
You already know I'm Jacob Wade.
And I'm Logan Riley Bruner.
See ya.
Peace.
Bye-bye now. Bye.